Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to the Bacchanal Buffet at Caesar's Palace. I went on their website trying to make a reservation on OpenTable, and luckily I found an opening for today, Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022. My goal for today was to get my fill of lobster, crab, and desserts, period. And this is the reason that I wanted to eat at the Bacchanal. I wanted the lobster, the crab, and just a few other things. Maybe a little shrimp, maybe a piece of prime rib, and some dessert. Because there are so many items here that there's no way you're going to be able to eat everything. And I know myself, I know how much I can eat. So I had to pace myself, but I didn't want to fill up on other things that I could get anywhere else. I didn't come here this time for the pizza or the fried chicken, no matter how much I love them all. I can go to Olive Garden, I can go to my favorite pizza place later. But it's not every day that I'm gonna get an assortment of seafood like this. And compared to the other big buffets here in Las Vegas, such as the Wicked Spoon at Cosmopolitan, the Bellagio, and the Wynn Buffet, this place probably has the best presentation of seafood and shellfish. They didn't have king crab, but I know they had it about 2-3 weeks ago because people were posting on Yelp about how good the king crab legs were. But the king crab are more hard to come by these days because of the difficulty with the supply chain, and they are very expensive. But here they have these Jonah claws. The Jonah crab claws are from a distant cousin of the stone crab. They are delicious and meaty. And they also have lobster here. I can't say that about all the other buffets in Las Vegas. Most places don't have lobster. Here they serve the lobster claws, no tails, and they are chilled, nothing hot. The crab legs are served both hot and chilled. And if you're lucky, maybe you'll run into some king crab legs sometimes. But for me, the chilled lobster claws was more than enough. It's all you can eat. And I got some fairly large lobster claws here. There is a place in Henderson I've been hearing about that have lobster, live lobster, between 5 and 10 pounds, maybe even bigger than that. And it's gonna cost like $300 and up. But here you can pay one price and get all you can eat lobster and crab. And that's why I'm here. The Jonah crab claws were a plus, and they had drawn butter here. What more do I need? So I spent the first 30 minutes to 40 minutes just eating nothing but lobster, crab, and crab claws, and a little bit of shrimp. I got 2 plates in the beginning because I know it takes a little while because there's a line up there to get these items. And I didn't waste my time with any appetizers or anything else because this is what I came for. And the good thing about a buffet is that you can get anything you want. It's all about what you want and what you're in the mood for. The rest of the items at this buffet are good in my opinion. I will walk around and show you the other items. But my experience here with the lobster and crab was amazing. So here are the other items and the rest of the buffet.
2-plate strategy when I go through the line.
2 plates, huh? That's the way to do it. I just did my two at a time. So if you know how the buffet works, it's quite an amazing accomplishment for them to put out this amount of food in mass quantities at the quality that they have here. A lot of the food at the buffets are not going to be as good of a quality as you'd find in specialty restaurants. And that's because of the sheer quantity of the food that they have to produce here. Is that pork belly?
Yeah, dude, I'm getting the squishy parts. You know how we do.
Think of all the prep work that has to go into having the stations ready, the carving stations, replenishing the food. I mean, this is a lot of work, but most buffet quality is not going to be the best, honestly. So some people don't like buffets, but for the amount of food that they put out here, I found the quality to be impressive. And that's because I've been to a lot of buffets. I've been going to buffets all my life. And it's not easy to create the kind of quality you would consider to be above average. And some people have come here expecting gourmet quality food, and you can't find that, so they get disappointed. And like I always say, your expectations are everything. Your expectation of a place can lead to extreme disappointment. The reality for me is that this buffet is actually pretty good for a buffet. Maybe not the best I've had, but best in Vegas now. I will say that in the past, pre-COVID, there were some better buffets and everything was better. But currently, I believe this is the best buffet in Las Vegas. So the food is actually really good for a buffet. And they have small portions for some items so you don't kill yourself, because some people have no idea. I see them run out there like kids in an amusement park and they grab their plates and they pile it up with things that they want, but they usually don't get past plate number 2. On this trip, I was craving lobster and crab. That was my objective. That's what I wanted to get, and that's what I got. I got more than my money's worth here, but it's up to you to determine if it's going to be worth it for you, because it's $86.69 with tax, and you do need to tip the servers who bring your drinks and clear your tables. But as far as the mega buffets in Las Vegas goes, the Bacchanal I do think is the best out there right now. If you want to know more about the items that are served here that you see in the videos, check out the website in the description below. They do have a menu available, and they do have descriptions of some of the food items that are going to be out there. So as you saw, it's a really large buffet with some really neat and interesting items. Now once again, there is a link in the description below for menu items, and you'll see all the menu items there. So the desserts here are supposed to be really good. And they have a crepe station here where I got my raspberry sauce crepe topped with berries. And no matter how full I am, I always have room for these wonderful desserts because they're not really all that big. But you can see how it's easy to eat like 10 desserts. So that was my trip to the Bacchanal Buffet at Caesar's Palace on February 22nd, 2022. There's a lot of people in town getting married on this day, 2/22/22. Anyway, thanks for coming along. That'll do it for this one. We'll see you on the next video.